this myself, you know. I understand my appearance might be a bit alarming. I don't have any time left. Okay. Aizawa, just go back to sleep. I've got this handled. Hey, kid. Sorry I'm late. Things have been a bit busy around here, you know. Who am I? Well, I'm not Aizawa. Unfortunately, due to his class, he's had to take a day off, and, well, he's asleep. Present Mike would normally do this, but he's teaching English right now, so I guess you're stuck with me. My name is Toshinori Yagi, but you could just call me Toshi. Yeah, I know I'm a teacher, but people calling me Mr. Yagi just sounds a bit odd to me. Doesn't feel right. So you can call me Toshi. Now, we came here to discuss your arrival. Yeah, okay. So I've got some information on my phone about you, but I also need to ask some things because Aizawa didn't really tell me much. So I'm gonna need some background information, and then I will give you some introductions. Okay. Yeah, I'm really sorry I'm late. There was some hold up with some of the students. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna need your name, okay? Nice, okay. Normally Mike would have like a presentation laptop to show all this information, but I wasn't given anything, so I'm gonna have to bear with what I've got. Sorry about that. What's your age? Some of our kids are 14, some of them are 16. There's a bit of length in the ages in the class, so I had to ask. Plus, there's some kids in the older year groups that like to come into our class sometimes. Yeah, I help teach class 1A, so if you end up being in class 1A, you might see me around. So, your age. Okay, thanks. Now, I haven't been told anything about your quirk, but I think Aizawa did, but he just didn't pass me the information along. Could you tell me a little bit about your quirk, please? Well, that's certainly an interesting quirk. My quirk? Oh, I know I'm a teacher here and everything, but I don't have a quirk. Yeah, I just help out some of the students with focusing and stuff. Anyways, write that down. I was told that you came from a separate course and you're interning for the hero course. So, which course were you in before you applied for the hero course? Were you in the business course, the support course, general studies, or were you in some kind of backup course for the hero course? Okay, alright. Write that down. Yeah, just in case you decided you want to change your mind last minute, even though you're already kind of coming in last minute, the business course, down the hallway, pretty nice in there. Some really nice students. I haven't spoken to them much myself, but students have, for designing their ads and stuff. Like, there was a few students who joined some hero agencies recently to create some ads for, well, to show off their quirks and what they can do and other things, just to learn more about being a hero. So if you wanted to go to the business course to learn how to make those ads instead, there's that. The support course is also an option. It's pretty crazy in there though. There's one student in particular, Mei Hatsume. She makes all of your costumes, your gear. There's a bunch of other students in there as well, but she has been the one that's been working most closely with Class 1A, mostly due to how speedy she is with creating or updating already existing projects. She already has like 73 in the current works, I think, and she's got most of them done, though she does have to tweak some, as a few exploded recently. I'm sure it's no trouble. I mean, the teachers in there seem to help her quite a bit. So if you wanted to make costumes instead, or if you wanted to make support gear, and there's a lot of advertising in there too, so if you just genuinely wanted to go into anything like that, we've also got the support course. Most students have general studies, but some actually go to other places for general studies, so if you, I don't know, wanted to apply for any extra general studies, or I don't know if you already take it or not, but there's that too. General studies is usually things like English, art, maths, science. Science can be really helpful for people who have special quirks, like, I don't know, acid? Things like that. I think there's also something to do with medicine in that general studies course too. I know that there's certainly a lot of students that practice using first aid there. So if you wanted to look at general studies, that's an option. And of course you have the hero course, which you're already applying for. But again, if you wanted to change your mind last minute, or if you wanted to add anything on like the general studies, please let us know within the next month, because that's when everything closes, so that'll be your last chance. Yeah, I really do recommend going to see Mei Hatsume though, and the rest of the support course, because you can go get some extra stuff for your quirk there. Like I said, maybe some support gear for your legs or arms, some armor, new costume designs or upgrades, always available. Just maybe knock before you go in, because our last student got covered in soot. I've also been told that it's a good idea to maybe introduce you to the classes. So, as I said, President Mike normally would be here to explain all of this stuff to you, but I wasn't given anything. I wasn't given any folders, so I was just given the names of the students. I don't have any pictures, so I've got Class 1A and Class 1B's names and quirk list here. If you're applying for the hero course, it's always good to know everyone, especially in case of any instance of bullying, or maybe you just want to know your opponents, especially because Class 1B likes to declare war on Class 1A quite a bit during the exams, which it'd be good to maybe stay out of that. But at least you'll know their names and quirks, so if anything does happen, you can tell any of the staff, or maybe you could make some new friends this way. Or, again, if you want to have one up against the competition, this would be helpful. We have, and I'm sorry if I butcher any of these names, because I am absolutely terrible. From Class 1A, Mashiro Ogiro. His quirk is tail, so he has an extra appendage, a big tail, and I think he knows martial arts too, but that's not part of his quirk. He stands out quite a bit. Careful not to knock him in the hallway, because his tail gets tripped on quite a bit. 2. We have Yuka Ayama. His quirk is naval laser. It comes out of his stomach. If you want to go see Mei Hatsume for any support items, it would be a good idea to go with him, because he constantly has his naval laser belt tweaked, so that his quirk doesn't damage his body too much. So you could always go with him if you ever need to have a look at Mei's work. 3. We have Minoru Minetta. His quirk is pop-off. He has these sort of squishy balls on his head, which he can pull off and throw. They don't stick to him, but he can bounce off of them and use them to catch opponents in a sense. So, again, just be careful not to knock him, because he's 4'11", and he gets kicked quite a bit because many of our students are tall. 4. We have Toru Hagakari. Her quirk is invisibility. I'm not sure how many times I'm going to have to say be careful of some of the students, because no one can see her, especially when she's on the exams. She has to remove all of her clothing items. She does have some gloves and some shoes, but due to her quirk being invisibility, she has to take some things off sometimes to fight other opponents, so just remember she's there. Just be careful. We have Rikido Sato. His quirk is Sugar Rush. If you smell like something, if you can smell something burning or something sweet, there's a good chance it's him, because he bakes a lot for his quirk. So if your quirk at all requires eating, maybe hang around him. He's always got food on him, so, and maybe you could learn how to cook with him. Some of the girls have said that he's helpful. 7. Kyokujiro, earphone jack. Her earphone jack quirk allows her to listen into things, but she also has a speaker in her shoes, so she's good with other people with similar quirks. that require you to be loud, or actually I think she knows Denky, and he's got an electrification quirk, so they go well together on the battlefield. Number 8, we've got Hantasero. His quirk is tape. It's a lot like Spider-Man, if Spider-Man had his webs come out of his elbows. I think the only downside is they melt quite quickly if he's near any fire or heat quirks. 9, we have Suyu Asui. Her quirk is frog. She can basically do anything a frog can do. Before I continue, I will say I don't know everything about everyone's quirks, but since I'm in Class 1A, I know a lot more about theirs than I do anyone else's, as I'm always watching them battle. Number 10, we've got Koji Koda. He's quite quiet. It maybe be a good idea to say hi to him, to help him have a show a little bit. His quirk is Voice, so he can speak to animals, which is really helpful because if we need to find any students quickly, he can just ask a bird to go look for them. 11, we have Ochako Uraka. She has a quirk called Zero Gravity, which allows her to lift basically anything. She has to touch it with all 5 of her fingers though. Unfortunately, this also means that she has accidentally floated a few people and objects away, and we've had to go search for them. 12, Mina Ashido. Her quirk is Acid. It's quite helpful. I think she can use her acid to sort of glide along the fields as well during exams, which is helpful to her, but maybe don't stand too close because our hero uniforms can only take so much damage. 13, we have Denky Kaminari. His quirk is Electrification. He sparks out quite a bit, so please do not ask to charge your phone using his quirk, because he keeps coming into class extremely tired after charging people's phones all night. 14, Ejiro Kirishima. His quirk is Hardening, and he has his own mini gym in his dorm room, so if you're into anything like that, or just can't get into the school gym and you end up in Class 1A, maybe a good idea to go speak to him and ask him if you can use his gym. Now, what else have we got here? Fuma Kage Tokoyami. His quirk is Dark Shadow. He has a friend, kind of. It's sort of an extension of him, but it's not him. Dark Shadow is also a bird, but he's a shadow, and he kind of just comes out of Tokoyami's body and fights for him, or with him. And I think recently they've been learning how to fly together, which is interesting. Certainly a helpful quirk development. I think him and Koda, I think him and Koda are actually quite good friends. 16, we have Tenya Ida. His quirk is Engine. He's the class rep, so you'll see him quite a bit in Class 1A or in the halls. He wants to make sure all students, no matter what class they're in, are on their best behaviour, so be careful, because he will spot if you're doing anything wrong. His quirk is Engine, so he's got engines in his legs and he can run really fast. The Ida family are quite well known, so you may have seen his older brother Ingenium on the news. 17, we have Momo Yaoyorozu. Her quirk is quite fascinating. It's called Creation. She can make practically anything using any exposed skin. She really seems to like making cannons, and that's practically her ultimate move at this point, so maybe be careful when fighting her. Make sure you can dodge fast, because like I said, she likes to make cannons, so there's a good chance she will use them against you. 18, we have Katsuki Bakugou. His quirk's Explosion. He uses his nitroglycerin-like sweat to explode things. Usually you'll know if he's around because the explosions are quite big and everything smells sweet for a while. That, and he always likes to declare war against his fellow students rather than other classes, which he does it with other classes too, but he's just trying to be the best. So careful of his explosions. 19, we have Shoto Todoroki. He is the son of Endeavor. His quirk is half cold, half hot, or half and half. So he uses half fire and half ice. I'm sure you may have seen him in the sports festival. His quirk is extremely strong. He came second place to Katsuki. And 20, we have Izuku Midoriya. Now, his quirk doesn't have a name. It's unknown, so don't go asking about it. We're still trying to figure it out ourselves. So, that's all of Class 1A. Class 1B. Like I said, they often declare war on Class 1A, especially during exams, so keep an eye out for them. Also, it'd be a good idea to get to know their quirks a bit better. I've seen them fight during the exams, and they are pretty powerful, so watch out. I don't know as much about their quirks as I do Class 1A, like I said earlier, but this is what I have on them information-wise, or what I could scramble together last minute due to Aizawa not giving me any information. So, first we have Yuzetsu Oase, and his quirk is Weld. I probably butchered his name, I am so sorry. Second we have Sen Kaibara, or Kabara. His quirk is Gyrate. Number 3 we have Togaru Kamakiri. Their quirk is Razor Sharp. Number 4 we have Shihai Kurayo? I'm not sure how to pronounce their other name. Their quirk is Black. They merge into darkness. I think they did quite well against Tokoyami during the exams as well. So watch out for them. Maybe don't go into any shadowy areas alone. 5, we have Itsuka Kendo. Big Fist is their quirk. They have enhanced strength and their fists turn huge. You'll often see Kendo dragging away one of their classmates who likes to bully Class 1A sometimes. Number 6, we have Yui Kodai. Their quirk is Size. They enhance the size of non-living objects, so they often carry things around with them like nuts and bolts and screws, so they can make them huge and throw them at opponents, or they can carry things around that they can make small, like trackers, and throw them on a student so they can follow a student around. think they would go great with Momo if they were in our class. 7, we have Kinoko Komori. Their quirk is mushroom. Everything becomes covered in mushrooms, and when they are paired up with their friend, well, the mushrooms grow really fast in darkness, so tag teaming happens a lot in this class. Number 8, we have Ibara Shiozaki. Her quirk is vines. You may have seen her at the sports festival against Denky Kaminari. Her hair is made of vines and she can detach them from her body. Number 9, we have Jirota Shishida, and their quirk is beast, so they turn into a massive beast. Number 10, we have Nirengeki Shoda. Their quirk is twin impact. 11, we have Pony Sunotori. Their quirk is horn cannon. Another one to be careful of. Their horn cannon slices through a uniform pretty easily, so maybe keep a spare PE kit around. 12, we have Kosai Subaraba. Their quirk is solid air. Number 13, we have Tetsu. They are good friends with Kirishima, and they have a very similar quirk. Their quirk is steel. It is very similar to hardening. Aizawa, please stop sending me messages. I understand. I am truly sorry about that. Where was I? Yes, Tetsu. He's good friends with Kirishima, so you'll see him around quite a bit, even though he's part of Class 1B. 14, we have Setsuna Tokage. Their quirk is Lizard Tail Splitter. They split themselves into different pieces, which they can control and put themselves back together. They used this to trick quite a few of Class 1A by making sound to throw off Jiro, I think. Number 15, we have Manga Fukudashi. Yeah, Manga Fukudashi. Their quirk is comic, so they can shout words at people and they sort of turn into attacks. It's quite fascinating, actually. I kind of want to learn more about that quirk. I haven't come across anyone else who uses it yet. 16, we have Juzo Hononuki. Their quirk is softening. 17, we have Kojiro Bondo, and their quirk is Simidine or Simidine. It's a fast drying glue, essentially. So once again, I think they would probably do well with Hantasero from Class 1A. Number 18, we have Nato Monoma. His quirk is copy, so he copies other people's quirks, but be careful because he's the one who tends to declare war on Class 1A. So he's gotten him and his class into quite a lot of trouble in the past. Kendo, as I mentioned earlier, drags him away quite a bit if the teachers don't first. Number 19, we have Reiko Yanagi? Yeah, her quirk is Poltergeist. Number 20, we have Hiryu Rin, whose quirk is Scales, and I think that's all of Class 1B. Class 1A has dorms, but I don't think Class 1B does. The reason why Class 1A has dorms is due to some of the villain attacks you might have heard of on the news with Class 1A. So if you end up being let into Class 1A, which there is a high chance of it looking at your quirk and your abilities and how well you did in some of the exams recently. But you'll have to sign a waiver form, and your parents will have to sign it too, or your guardians, to let you stay in the dorm rooms, because it's safer with us pro heroes. The pro heroes who teach, their dorms are across from Class 1As, so we can help out pretty quickly if there is a villain attack, and we have the UA wall, so please, if you do get into Class 1A, sign that waiver as quickly as possible to get your dorm. There's not many dorms left at the moment, so the faster you get it, the more likely you are to get a bigger dorm room. What else do I have left to speak about? I think that's it, you know. All I can say is good luck out there, and welcome to the hero course. And there is one last thing I have to give you. Obviously, the other course you were in did not provide PE kits because, well, you weren't in the need to use your quirk for anything that was fighting based. So now you're a hero student. We would like you to take this. This is your PE kit, and this is what you'll have to wear until you get extra gadgets and your new special hero costume that you designed and send in. You only get 3 choice designs, I think, so make sure you choose your best designs and send them in, and whichever one the support course choose, that'll be your permanent one until the next chance for upgrades. So like I said, make sure you choose the best 3 designs that you have, and hope that whatever fabric you choose is strong enough to withstand your quirk and other people's quirks. I recommend getting some fabric that's maybe fire and explosion proof if you're coming to Class 1A. There is a lot of students in here that, well, they have hot quirks and their uniforms tend to burn off pretty quickly. A lot more in comparison to their actual hero costumes. So here's your jacket. It got quite a lot of give stretch in case it doesn't fit, or in case you have a size quirk, so it comes with the standard against specific quirks like acid, things like that. It can take things like that pretty easily, but like I said, if you have to join Class 1A rather than Class 1B, maybe a good idea for your hero uniform to have some kind of defense against heat. Here's your back. And the zipper is quite strong too. So here's your jacket. There you go. You take that. And here are your trousers. The uniforms have sort of a symbol on the front to represent that you are from UA. Here's the back. Make sure that you have this with you, but if you're joining Class 1A, please make sure that you do not wear this outside of school, because you will definitely be noticed straight away. So anything with UA or your course written on it, if you're in 1A, you cannot wear that out anymore due to the villain attacks. I am extremely sorry, but like it really cannot be helped. Villain attacks are getting quite popular with UA right now, and with the League of Villains on the rise, you want to make sure that you aren't caught up in a fight. So, thank you so much, and I think now you will be going to Recovery Girl and the support course. Yeah. The Recovery Girl will be checking all of your healthcare information, so make sure you have that ready with you, and the support course will be getting your measurements and will definitely be making sure that you have all of your support gear and designs, so please take all of your hero suit designs with you if you have any. If not, they are probably going to come up with something crazy for you to wear that might not be your style, so please make sure you have everything ready with you before you walk in. Welcome to the hero course, and I can't wait to see you in the future. Like I said, if you need me again, my name is Toshinori, so you can call me Toshi. Just make sure to find Aizawa or Present Mike, or maybe even Miss Joke. They can direct you straight to me. I would say go see Miss Midnight, but she's always busy. I mean, she is a pro hero. So thank you, and have a good time in the hero course. I'll see you later.